What's up guys, Matt back again with another unboxing video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Masterlise Emoving Midoriya Izuku from Ichiban Kuji, My Hero Academia, World Heroes Mission. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey. This figure is based on Midoriya Izuku from the My Hero Academia movie, World Heroes Mission. The figure seems based on Deku, Bakugo, and Shoto from the movie teaser image while they're in their stealth suits. This is an Ichiban Kuji release, so if you'd like to learn more about Ichiban Kuji, check the video in my description below. This figure sells for an average price of about $40 to $50 on the market. There's also a last one prize version of this figure where his paint finish is glossy and metallic that sells for about $80 on the market. If you're interested in buying this figure for even cheaper, then use my discount code PEACHES24 at bashmancollectibles.com to get 10% off of your first order and 5% off of every future order afterwards. This figure was released on October 16th, 2021 in Japan, along with the rest of the Ichiban Kuji set. The Ichiban Kuji set consists of Midoriya E-Moving version, Bakugo E-Moving version, Shoto E-Moving version, and Endeavor Masterlise Extra. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a last one prize metallic version of Midoriya. Midoriya stands at about 10 inches tall, weighs 1 pound, 8.1 ounces in box, weighs 1 pound, 1.4 ounces on his own, and the figure comes with 2 heads, 1 removable hoodie, his body, and support. Okay, I'm not gonna sing anymore. I'm sorry. You guys have caught me like singing way too much in videos lately, but Midoriya! Hey, it's been a long time since I have reviewed My Hero Academia. For those that have been on the channel long enough, I did some Grandista reviews for My Hero. I did some for Naruto, One Piece. So it's good to finally do some Masterlise reviews of other anime besides Dragon Ball. So rest assured, this is primarily a Dragon Ball channel, but I will start doing Masterlise reviews of My Hero, Naruto, One Piece, Demon Slayer. There's a lot coming, so stay tuned for those. But let's talk about our good boy Deku here, best boy Deku. So I'll admit, as a character choice, let me just preface this. I do like My Hero Academia, but I did kind of fall off pretty much when Lady, I think her name is pronounced Lady Nagant, Najant, when she shows up in the manga, I kind of fell off. And with the anime, I stopped watching around the My Villain Academia arc. So I don't really know too much of what happens. I've seen some things like Stars and Stripes, and I know what happens to certain characters, but I am missing some context, and it's been a while since I've watched My Hero. So I might be a little rusty on character enunciations and maybe some things that happen. But I do like Deku. I think he's, a pretty interesting MC. He's got a heart of gold. He's just like best boy, right? Like, he can do no wrong. He's a good boy. I'm not a fan of his design with the hoodie on. I think the figure looks better with the hoodie off, which, looking at some of these, I think all of them look better with their hoodie off, if I'm being honest. Especially one of them in particular, which we'll talk about in his review. But as a character choice, he's the main character, and I think it's really awesome that they took that teaser image and decided to make Masterlise figures out of them with the ability to change the look for the figures themselves. So I think that's a 5 out of 5 choice. Really cool idea. Love the direction that Bandai went with creating this figure. His likeness, hard to see with his hoodie on, but with his hoodie off, it's perfect. Really do like the way that they added those little details. When it comes to My Hero figures, I've noticed that the kids especially, maybe Midoriya specifically, they don't get like the same type of sculpting process for likenesses that like Dragon Ball does, just because the art style is very different than Dragon Ball. But you see more like painted things on, but they did a wonderful job at painting his eyes. You can see like very good attention to detail from how they painted his eyes, the black around them, even his little freckles on the side. Deku looks wonderful in the face, man. I'm really happy with how they designed his likeness. It's an easy 5 out of 5. Looks just like the character in the face. Sculpt quality, that's a no-brainer, man. I mean, aside from the ability from changing both of the heads to whichever one is your favorite one or whatever, it's so good. Like, just the little details around his sculpt, like how they did like the little mechanical shifts of his shoes and little buttons and like pockets of things, and he's got like, I don't know, man, like even his hoodie, like they have like that texture where it almost looks like actual leather. It's like that texture that you always see in like bootleg figures, where whenever they're making cloth or something, they always do it in this way. Just a wonderful job. One of the coolest sculpts on a Masterlise figure that I've ever seen. Easily a 5 out of 5, man, no matter which hoodie or head that you put on this thing. Paint and shading is also a no-brainer. Now, you don't really get to appreciate a lot of shading on the figure, just because it's a lot of black and they have a lot of like different paint styles around it, but that's what you can appreciate. So the shading really comes across on their skin and on their hair, which is probably the most important parts. Everywhere else, you just kind of get more of a traditional paint style on them. However, you also get mixes of matte, you get mixes of just regular paint, you get metallic paint for like his shoes. You also get metallic paint for like the WHA logo on his shoulders, and just really, really cool, dude. Like, even if you don't like My Hero, I think if you look at this figure, you can admit, like, this is a really awesome Masterlise figure. So, paint and shading, easily a 5 out of 5 for this boy. He is best boy. He's good boy. Size and scale, yep, he's pretty standard for Masterlise, 10 inches. Obviously, he's not going to scale well with, like, a Dragon Ball figure, but I think within, as my first Masterlise My Hero set, they all scale pretty well together. You know, the kids are all about the same height, and then Endeavor towers above them. Thankfully, he's a Masterlise Extra, so that makes 100% sense. So size and scale is great. It's a 5 out of 5. I think he's a welcome size for the figure, for the price, and of course, he's going to scale well with all the other characters that you have within Masterlise, most likely from My Hero, which I'm going to learn more and more as we explore other Ichiban Kuji sets. But yeah, clearly this is a home run hit figure. I think he is one of the best Masterlise figures that I own, period, just because the ability that you can change his heads, ton of detail on the sculpt, and it's a very unique looking Midoriya figure because this is from one of the movies. So I think they did a fantastic job. This figure is easily a 5 out of 5. Thank you all again for watching today's video. But before we move on to the upcoming giveaways this month, I'd like to mention my new merch that's launched. We've got shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. If you want to support me a bit further and rock some of the merch on the channel, please check out the shop tab on my channel. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.